Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns Superman. And if you've been watching, I had recorded 3 of the reviews for this Dark Knight Returns wave, and then all of a sudden, all at once, I found 10 figures in one Walmart from Future State and Endless Winter, and I wanted to pivot and get you those unexpected new releases as early as I could. So now we're finally coming back to Dark Knight Returns. By the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be almost 2 full weeks since I said during that live stream, I was like, oh, Dark Knight Returns Batman is getting here today. I'm going to review it this afternoon. Almost 2 full weeks since then. So thank you for being patient. I can't wait now to get into this guy. This is one of my most anticipated from this wave, and I just cannot wait to build me a horsey. If you're still looking for him, there's that. Let's get Ronald Reagan's puppy dog out of here. All right, there he is. Barrel-chested, stocky, Frank Miller style Superman. He's got the look for me. The figure does feel a bit stiff right now, so I'm going to hit him with a hairdryer before I start moving him around too much. But, yeah, let's just jump right in. All right, bring him in close. That is absolutely Frank Miller Superman to my eyes. I do think it is a bit of a backhanded tribute. I think they are acknowledging some of the questionable decisions that Frank Miller made. But at the same time, hey, Todd pulled some stuff like this back in the day too. So I think it's rendered with love, but it does have a little bit of a derpiness to it. Oh, it also has a ton of range. He's going to be able to fly. He's going to be able to look down at you judgingly if he is flying, although maybe not look down at you because his eyes are kind of off to the side. Fantastic range. In the neck. Now let's see. He's got these butterfly socket shoulders. They've even sculpted some wrinkles into that sort of washer piece there, which I really appreciate because sometimes they do look, they stand out a little bit in a bad way, and this helps blend it. The butterflies are really just one of my favorite pieces of articulation on the multiverse figures because when you get the arms up here, and it's got a certain body language. You bring them down here. It's got a different body language. It really does make a big difference. If you want to throw off one up and one down, that's got a different look too. These things are really power players, I think, when it comes to getting good poses. He doesn't have biceps, and he's got single elbows, and this is something I want to talk about. So, personally, I do prefer double elbow and a wider range of articulation. It's not a deal breaker for me in this multiverse line when they opt to give us a single elbow. And let me tell you why, and let me put this question to you guys at home, if you experience this too. So something that will keep me from collecting one specific toy line is just that this general fatigue sets in when it's like I get a new figure and it's like, okay, his arms are this size and the tooling on the elbows is like that. And then I get another one and it's like, yep, the arms are the same size and the tooling, copy and paste tooling. And I get another one and the arms are pretty much the same size and it's copy paste tooling. And I get another one and the arms are the same size and it's copy paste tooling. And even if it's great articulation, this fatigue sets in. And I start to feel like, oh, man, I'm getting new figures. Why does it feel like I just keep getting the same guy over and over again? So when they switch that up and they give us disparity between body shapes and sizes, and then articulation solutions that are tailored more to the specific shape and size of the figure than they are with matching this all universal homogeneous articulation tooling situation, I'm perfectly okay with it. Even if it's not ideal, I wish he had a bicep cut. I wish he had double elbows, there's a pretty solid single elbow with a rotation in there. And it just goes a big way to staving off that fatigue for me personally. Is double elbows better? Yes, no question. Would a bicep cut be nice? Yes, no question. But I can still do this fairly well. Now, he doesn't have any forward movement, really. Now, he doesn't have much in the way of forward movement. It's the forward movement's coming from the waist here, mostly. Which is a bit disappointing, just given that a lot of these new figures that we just got from Endless Winter and Future State had really phenomenal ab crunches. So given that I've been looking at those a lot lately, you know, this feels like a little bit of a step backwards. But good range in the legs, hit rotation at the hips. I mean, I think there's no question that this pelvis here looks a million times better than pretty much anything else at the retail price point. Some of the plastic here just doesn't look like it cured properly or something. It feels like it's like scuffed and discolored. So I feel like I'm going to need to hunt down another one of these that looks a little bit better and do a swap or something. Because that's really unfortunate. Double knees that you wish they had maybe a tiny bit more. It seems like they could go a little bit further. Oh man, but wow, when this guy starts to kind of take flight, then he really does feel like the complete look. Really cool. The cape looks really good. It's thin and flat. It's similar to the Batman one, where the sculpt looks good and all, but it's much flatter. I feel like that's kind of the way Frank Miller would use those cape shapes to just be kind of big color blocky shapes in his compositions. The ball joints are pretty big and loud. When you look at them back here, it kind of is the one big thing that feels very toy. Everything else just has a really great look. Oh, and I almost forgot, he comes with 2 extra hands. They're both just mirrored version of the same hand, which is just an open sort of palm. We'll see how much kind of personality they have. So they pop on there pretty easy. First instinct is to try kind of hand on the hip, which you can't really do, unfortunately. Yeah, they're just kind of the wrong shape. Maybe if you really... Yeah, I mean, you could kind of pull something like that off. Sort of the way you see him in his civilian clothes in the book with all the wildlife and animals flocking to him, and then once you double it up, can kind of work as like trying to get Bruce to come to his senses, maybe blocking an attack or catching a punch. Man, I keep thinking it would be such a cool display to get some sort of model rocket that you could make it. Maybe paint it and look like an ICBM or something like that, and he's trying, with all his might to kind of stop it. It would be cool. Every once in a while I search for kind of the right, like, sort of model rocket. I never quite find what I'm looking for. I don't know if they're the right flying hands. They kind of have a weird... For just flying, does that seem like the right kind of shape to be punching through the air? I don't know if it does. Here he is with the rest of the Dark Knight Returns wave, which for me has mostly just been about the really fun, playful variations in body size and shape and silhouette, which is pretty appropriate given the art style of the source material. I love when they go hard on a specific art style. I think they nailed the look for these. If they have they nailed them as well as other toy brands for this specific source material in recent years? I'll let you be the judge of that, but what you can't really deny is the price point, Here he is next to some other Supermen. I still think if you only got room for one Superman in your collection, this one's the one to get. And then if you got room for more than one, I start with Infected, and this guy's probably low at the end of the list. Oh, and while I got him out, I've seen some people are using this head sculpt as like a civilian Bruce Wayne head, and it looks fantastic. So if you got Red Sun floating around and maybe got no other use for him, something to consider. Let's just start throwing some figures of different shapes and sizes in here, because he still stacks up pretty big next to Unchained Superman and even Bane there, and next to somebody like Zod, who I consider to be fairly on the larger size of a regular fig, and Frost Giant Build-A-Fig. Throw Tim Drake in there too. Really loving the just different sizes and body shapes lately. It makes a big difference on your shelf to have some variety like this. Overall, I'm really pleased with this guy. Dark Knight Returns, it's Stone Cold classic. Not one of my all-time faves, but absolutely iconic, absolutely deserving of its place in history. I think they've done it justice with this wave, and now that I'm so happy to have finally reviewed figure number 4 from the Dark Knight Returns, it's finally time to build one of the most beloved characters in DC Comics history, a horse. So I'll see you all very soon with that. Thank you for being patient and waiting for the conclusion of the Dark Knight Returns wave. I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.